What's up, guys? This is Brent with Western Equipment. Let's jump right on in on how to remove and reinstall this 440R loader off of a 4 Series John Deere tractor. Now, specifically here, we've got the 4044R, but this is going to apply across any of the 4R models that have this loader. So first thing we're going to do is hop in the cab, start the machine up, and I have my second camera here to be able to show you what's going on inside the cab. First thing we're going to do is make sure and have our parking brake pulled up into place. Then we'll go ahead and get our foot on the brake here, start the machine up. All right, so we're going to get it going here, and then next thing we're going to do, make sure we are in neutral. Now, you want to make sure that the tractor is in neutral. That way, whenever the loader is coming off, your tractor does have a little bit of roll to it if you need to. And then once we go to reinstall, that's when we're going to want to be in gear, just in case we need to pull forward to be able to line up with that loader a little bit more. But I'll show that more here in a second. So starting off, first thing we're going to do, we are going to get that loader and get it sat down on the ground. So we are going to push forward here on our loader, let it lower down, and we're going to continue to push forward until that loader is pushing into the ground and we raise our tires up off of the ground just a little bit. So then we're still in neutral, we still have park on. Now we're going to go ahead and step out of the tractor, and then right here on our loader frame, so we're going to have these knobs here, these levers that we are going to push up on. Get that up and out of the way. Come around to the other side, so we have one right here. We're going to raise up on this. Once we start to set the loader down, what we're actually doing is we're going to be lowering this middle frame right here where we can see these feet. Those feet are what's going to be making contact with the ground. So as I get back in the cab and start to lower this down, be watching for this subframe right here to be making its way to the ground. And then now we're just going to do the opposite of what we just did, which instead of pushing forward on our handle, now we're going to be pulling backward. So now as I'm pulling back here on this handle, I want you to watch that frame piece right there and see how it goes. We'll actually move over here to the other side so that you can see that. Now, as I'm pulling back, you can see that frame going down, and then also we can see our hinge points here. They are coming off of the tractor. Now we've made contact with the ground, and that loader is going up. So right there, you can see that we're disconnected on the left side and we're disconnected on the right side. So now from here, what we're going to want to do is, once again, make sure we are still in park, make sure that's in neutral. We're going to go ahead and turn the tractor off. And then now is where we get to mess with our hydraulic hoses over here on the right-hand side. All right, so now that we have the loader up and off of the frame, we can see where our mounting stand is down on the ground right there in front. Next, what we need to do is we are going to need to get our couplers removed right down here on the side. Now, these are going to have collars that we're going to pull back on and then pull out on this hose to get these to release. A little bit of a twist and a push back, get those to release just real nice. And keep in mind, working with your hydraulics will always be the worst part of this whole process. All right, now once that's done, hopefully you have the least amount of hydraulic oil on you as possible. But whenever you're going to put these up for storage, we're going to notice that each one is going to be color coded. So we want to make sure that we are getting the correct cap onto the correct hole. So right here, we've got one black connected here, so we're going to make sure and get that put into that hole. Same thing here, we're going to have a black cap that matches up with this hose here. So once we get that connected, we just want to do the same thing with all 3 of the others here. Now, this is very important that we make sure and have these color coded to make sure we get them put back into the same places. That way the loader will function as it's supposed to when we go to reconnect. All right, then once we have all of those disconnected, I can pull up here on our hydraulic hoses, get them lifted, sat over the top, and now you are able to drive away from this loader. All right, so now we're back in the tractor. Everything is disconnected. We'll go ahead and start that up, take it out of park, get into gear here. And now we can just simply back away. And then right there you can see that we are completely disconnected from that loader. So now if we're doing jobs that require something at the rear where we don't want that extra weight, or we need to be just a little bit lighter, now we can get to that point without having that loader on. All right, so now let's go back on with the loader. First thing is going to be driving forward, and what we're looking for is we're looking for these to mount up to our mounts right there. So same thing over here on the left-hand side. We just want to get these really close, so we're just going to very easily pull forward. And what you're looking for is that bottom set of pins there. You can see that there's one at the top and one at the bottom. A little hard to see there. Come over here to the other side. One at the top, one at the bottom. So what you're looking for is trying to get those bottom pins lined up to where whenever you set this loader back down, it is going to line up with those pins. So right there, we're really close. Same thing over here. We're gonna go just a little further forward, just like so. And then now we're gonna go ahead and pull up on our parking brake, put our tractor in neutral. We are going to kill the tractor. And then this next part is going to be a big deal. So taking off the hydraulics, fairly easy. We just undo those couplers, kind of twist back on that locking mechanism, and those pop right out. But when we're going back in, you have to think about that hydraulic system's building up pressure the whole time that the tractor's on. That way it has fluid at those couplers for whatever purpose they're going to be used for. So we're going to want to go back on with those couplers, so we need to relieve that pressure. And the way that we do that is by grabbing onto our loader joystick here. We have nothing hooked up, so we're not going to be moving anything, but we are going to give it some forward and backward and some side to side. So this will relieve pressure from those couplers when we go to re-hook up those hoses. All right, so reattaching our hydraulic hoses. First thing, go ahead and grab them up from the top. Get them slipped down and through our loader frame now to where they are hanging in position. Now what we want to do is we want to start at the top inside yellow coupler here. So we'll go ahead and pull that out. And you could either do yellow or blue here. You just want to make sure that you are starting with those inside couplers, because if you start with the outside, then you have a pain in the neck trying to get these others back in. Now here, this is going to be a push in, push back on that collar. All right, so that's what you're looking for. You're looking for that click in to where this is not pulling out. And we just need to do the same thing on all three of our other hoses here. All right, so once you are reconnected all of your hydraulics back in place, now we're working on getting the loader mounted back to the tractor. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop on inside. So now we can go ahead and start back up the tractor. And now what we wanna do is we wanna go ahead and take that parking brake off, because we want to be able to roll the tractor forward if we need to. So we're just gonna go down right here on our range selector, down into A, just down into low gear here. And now what we're gonna start to do is we are going to lower this loader back on. So we are going to push forward on our lever and watch right down here as we push forward to make sure that we are making connections. So we're good on that side and we're good over here. We're down in those bottom pins. So we're just gonna continue to push forward. And as we do that, that's gonna raise that loader back up. And right there, we are all the way pushed forward. So now what we need to do is put the tractor back in park, put it in neutral. Right outside our cab, we need to go ahead and close down this lever here, close down this lever here, and then now we're ready to use our loader again. So we'll go ahead and hop back in, let you see that loader in work. Now when we pull up, we have full function here. This is all just to make sure that we did get those hydraulic connections all good. Raise up our speed here a little bit. Okay, bucket's working as it's supposed to. Up's working, down is working. And then just like that, you're good to go. So guys, I hope this video helped you out. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, we suggest you'd hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Also guys, if you're needing any John Deere parts at all, make sure to check us out at 247parts.com. And as always guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Hey guys, make sure to check out this cool video and this one. Buy your parts right up here and subscribe right here.